Okay, I believe we're live now. Let's make sure this bad boy's working and then we can begin. Let's make sure this bad boy's working and then we can. Okay, the audio sounds fine. All right, let's get this bad boy started. So, we got weeks 2 and 3 today. We are watching the Cardinals and Thunderbirds first, and then the Chargers and Panthers second. What's good, Crockett? What's good, Jax? What's good, Wesley? What's good, Nick? Welcome, friends. Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2. Siri chooses 1, so it looks like we will use the Cardinals for this first game. One of Arizona or Toronto is really bad to start 0 and 2. That's kind of wild. What's good, Apple? What's good, Ian? What is your overall? Let's see. Do you have Patrick Mahomes? You do have the Patrick Mahomes on your football team now. The Colts are in 85. Can I choose our uniforms, whether Siri chooses us or not? You see, I would let you, but since I can't choose both teams' jerseys for whatever reason. So Siri would have to pick you in order for you guys to pick your jerseys. It's dumb. It should be allowed that I can edit both teams' jerseys here, but since every team is a user, it won't let me, which is dumb. All right, what jerseys do we want to rock with for the Cardinals? I don't think Noob is here. Oh, he is here. Okay, cool. All black. All right, bet. What's good, Pokemon? Welcome. What is your cap? It's probably not a lot. Mac Wilson was making quite a bit, right? So it probably went up. Vic McAllister, the new X Factor. Chandler Jones as well. A lot of new faces in Toronto with the Patrick Mahomes trade. Indeed. Thank you, Barker, for picking the correct jersey combo. What's good, Poggers? Welcome, my guy. Wow, what a game from CeeDee Lamb. 13 yards last week. That's better than Alvin Kamara, who had 2. Not that it's really Kamara's fault since he got hurt. But still, the 5 carries he was in for, it's not like he did anything. But we'll have to see how Braxton Berrios and company do in the backfield without Kamara. Don't get how your team is an 84. I feel like they were higher. I mean, I guess trading away a 99 overall quarterback will do that. Although the rest of the offense is loaded. But, I mean, there's a 24 rating difference between Mahomes and Norris Doris. So that's probably why. Looks like the Thunderbirds are going to start the ball, so we will get to see the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week, Norris Doris, in the Thunderbird offense first. Kamara got hurt. Yeah, he, what was it, like he tore his bicep or something? I think he's out 8 or 9 weeks. So, yeah, Smirnov pretty much has to carry. Here is Mr. Doris, 2 passing touchdowns, 3 all-purpose touchdowns in his OFL debut. His team did not get the win. They lost to the Bulldogs, but not to his fault. And with Patrick Mahomes gone, he is officially the franchise quarterback for Toronto. Did you get better or worse? What, with the Arnold trade? I would say better. That was risky. Torn labrum, okay. You want to see the Thunderbirds lose by 30? Hey, remember the last time we watched these two teams play in Toronto? I'm pretty sure there was a Hail Mary in that game right at the end on 4th down with like 20 seconds to go. In a playoff game, might I add. I'm pretty sure that happened. I don't know if anybody remembers. 3rd and 8. Doris with a deep shot, and it's caught up the middle for 22 yards. That's a strike. Who is 87? Mecole Hardman, who was part of the Patrick Mahomes trade with the Portland Snowhawks. Mecole Hardman's a speedy boy, so we'll see what he does with Toronto and their loaded receiving core. It makes me sad that Deontay Harris won't even get to see the field. Hope Keith can make a comeback game last week. He has good receivers and a decent defense. I mean, the Rams' offense, skill position-wise, yeah, you guys are loaded. So he certainly should do better. I mean, your offense improved in the offseason, so there's no reason for him not to play well. 2 X-Factor pass rushers equals no pass rush. We're only 4 plays in the game. I wouldn't panic yet. Another shaky pass from Doris. I'm really curious to see what his depth trait is. FG could troll and give him X-Factor, or maybe he'll just have star. I really have no idea. 3rd and 7. Another deep 3rd down conversion for Toronto. It seems like they're only doing anything on 3rd down. Want to go at least 1-1 today? Well, you guys have the second watch game, so I'm sure you'd love to win that one. And if Carolina loses this week, they're going to be 0-2, and they're going to be hungry. And one of these teams is going to be hungry, because one of them could fall to 0-2 as well. Who did the Chargers play week 2? I forget. Oh my, look at Aaron Jones. 27 yards off to the races. A quick start for the Toronto offense. It's almost like when you think of pass rush, it doesn't matter because the pass block sliders are at 100. Yes, but the pass rush, it feels like there's too much. Last week in the second game, Phil Chippendale, who was phenomenal by the way, literally had no time to throw, like half the game. So, Marvin Jones was under pressure a ton as well for the Raiders. So, the pass block sliders are high because they need to be high. I don't know if we've ever really seen Alexei Smirnov without Kamara. So, I don't know how much that will change the Cardinals' offense, specifically how much that will change Smirnov's game, but it should be interesting. Smirnov had a pretty good week 1, only 1 touchdown, but he was efficient. Didn't lead his team to a win, but he played fine. Hope everyone in your division but us loses. Well, 3 of the 4 teams did what you wanted last week. The only thing is you guys lost too, because everybody lost. No Norris is a legend. He has 586 plus weapons at wide receiver and tight end, but you still want Jones to be the focal point. I'd probably want Jones to be the focal point as well. Alright, defense. Prove me wrong. You're a 92 overall, damn it. Nice hit by Reggie Peters, but they do get the first down. Peters was one of the few bright spots on the defense last week. What did he have, like 2.5 sacks? He was cooking. It's just that nobody else was. Oh, wait, is Jackson their starter? Why did I think they still had Berrios? Berrios is on the Steamers. Justin Jackson is their running back. I'm dumb. They had Berrios last year. Justin Jackson is the replacement. Jackson was good last week, I think. I think he scored twice. So maybe losing Kamara won't be that big of a deal. In this game, Smirnov wants to throw to the middle linebackers instead of receivers, and your pass rushers don't want to try. Well, we're 4 minutes in, and we're not simming. Unless it becomes a blowout. So, that's going to be a no, Chief. Smirnov sacked by Chandler. How did he get in his zone already? What, does he only need 1 sack? For most pass rushers, it's 2. Chandler Jones, another piece of the Patrick Mahomes deal, making his Portland debut. And watch for who did the Rams even play this week? I don't remember. I mean, I can check. Oh, yeah, the Rams were on the pole and they almost won against Portland, which would have been Mahomes' debut. Instead, it's everybody who was in the Mahomes trade's debut for Toronto. I have a feeling Jones is going to be cheesy. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I think you guys got second or tied for second. Smirnov with a nice pass. They don't get the first, but they were close. 4th and 4. They're going to punt it. And to be honest, they probably should. Yeah, okay. I figured. But there are some pass rushers in this game, like Chandler Jones, who are just cheesy almost regardless of their rating. So, I think he's going to be pretty good for you guys. Most likely. If your pass rushers were that good, didn't even get any pressure, you wouldn't be mad. Well, I mean, it's only one drive. I wouldn't hit the panic button yet. Want Alexi to play bad so it makes you look better, but at the same time you want the Thunderbirds to lose. Well, I guess what you should root for is Alexi Smirnov to suck, and like Justin Jackson goes off for 300 yards and the Cardinals win. That would probably be the perfect game for you. Boys, I got a girlfriend today. Big W. Why do I half doubt that? Second and 5. Another nice run by Aaron Jones. Quick start for him. It appears that Nick's wish of Aaron Jones being the focal point so far has totally come into fruition. Because he's been quite good today. Another nice play by Jones for a first down. Aaron Jones is on fire at the moment. Norris Doris has had a lot of missed passes. I mean, Aaron Jones has been cooking so far, but Norris has not been very impressive. It's probably because he went to Washington. Second and 10. Nice grab. Toronto has been really impressive so far, I've got to say. And then another nice run for Aaron Jones. What is this? I mean, I probably would have picked Toronto going into the game with the Kamara injury, but through one quarter, this has been totally one-sided. Aaron Jones is dominating. Doris has been inconsistent, but the plays he has made have been big ones. And the Cardinals' offense did nothing on the first drive. There's still 3 quarters to go, and we know Arizona is a good team. But this is not looking like the NFC Championship Cardinals from a year ago. About to get bad weather here. Ooh, football is good, my guy. This defense is terrible. They are definitely looking terrible at the moment. Trading the whole defense. Oh boy, Walty's hurt. This game's been going so well for Toronto, and then poof. Is he going to the locker room? That's the question. He's not. Okay, he's fine. 90 defense or 70 defense. There is no difference. I mean, it's EA. What else do you expect? Third and 5. Doris has all the time in the world. How did that work? Jeez, Arizona's pass rush really has been abysmal today. By the way, Doris had 69 passing yards. Nice. Smirnov is still depressed about having his MVP robbed. And his defense isn't doing him any favors right now. If the Cardinals can get a goal line stand, I think they can get back in this game. But if Toronto can get another touchdown, ugh. That's all I'll say. Ugh. He said, Norris, give me a smooch. Oh, there's a sack for Miles Jack. Someone who really shouldn't be going after a quarterback too often. And he's the first one to get a sack. Not Von Miller or DeMarcus Lawrence, but no, it's Miles Jack. Are you the best in the division? I would still pick Arizona to win it, even without Kamara for now. But if not Arizona... Oh, well, didn't I have the Rams winning at the beginning of the year? Put it this way. I think the Cardinals are a better team. But my preseason pick to win the division was the Rams. And the Kamara injury doesn't help Arizona. Portland I don't trust. And their roster got quite a bit worse with the Mahomes trade. And then the Niners were the worst team in the league last year, although I do think they're quite a bit better. So Arizona does get the goal line stand. Toronto now leads 10-0. And now Ian is mad.
At their own 25-yard line.
If Arizona can score this possession, they certainly can get back in it. Smirnov has all day to throw. The Russian rocket heaves a laser, and it's nearly intercepted. That should have been picked off. That means we will do bad. Probably. That also should have been intercepted. Back-to-back dropped interceptions for Toronto. That one wasn't as bad. It looks like he kind of just deflected it, but the first one on the deep pass, yeah, that was right in the defender's hands. That one, it is caught, so it looks like Smirnov's going to capitalize off of those lucky breaks. Smirnov, you can do this. Second place MVP again. Come on, man. Second place in the MVP race. Second place in the conference. 2 years in a row for both. You're done with this team. We're in the second quarter of week 2. I don't think it's time to go crazy quite yet. Smirnov finds a wide open Devontae Adams. Wait, hold on. I want to see something real quick. Because Smirnov has 69. Doesn't Doris have 69? Yes! I shall screenshot this perfection. They both have 69 passing yards. What the heck? Oh, didn't mean to do that. Here, let me get a screenshot. Okay, there we go. Alright, back to the game. No quarterback shall complete a pass for the rest of the game, please. Thank you, Smirnov, for helping the cause.
Intended for John Ross. Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
If that glitch happened, I would have been pretty salty. But I was willing to risk it to get that screenshot. And clearly it paid off. John Ross already has 50 yards. He's been pretty good today. About to change his number to 2. Clearly the Cardinals and Alexei Smirnov's favorite number is 2. But they get 6 on that play. What a catch. Is that Dawson Knox? No, it's Zach Campanaro. The rookie tight end. Mossing the defender for the touchdown. And the Cardinals are right back in it.
The kick is good. Makes the score Thunderbirds 10, Cardinals 7.
The big boy of the big boy play. So Toronto is still in the driver's seat. They don't really have anything to worry about yet. But it seems like this game's not going to be a blowout, which after the first quarter it really looked like it would. He do be goated. Not much on that play for Jones. Haven't said that much today, because Arizona's run defense has not been very good. Short throw. Did he get that? And now the backup left tackle, David Edwards, is hurt. So Wally's injury was not him going to the locker room, so clearly he's fine, but I think Toronto is technically without a left tackle, and Edwards will go to the locker room. Is that Miles Jack again? Miles Jack's the only one on this defense who's shown up today. One step closer to hurting Norris. Jeez. You want Norris hurt? Speaking of Norris, he's going to run with it. Imagine if he gotten injured right when Crocker had said that. That would have been kind of funny. I'm not going to lie. That would have been funny. 3rd and inches. Aaron Jones does get it. That'll probably be the last play before the 2-minute warning. I would think, right? Yep. 2-minute warning in the first half. Thunderbirds on top. Smirnov is going to become a D lineman himself so he can carry on both sides of the ball. Well, he has the size to do it. He's big enough to play D-line. Noob, put him in on defense. You have Darnold as a backup, so you're not worried if he gets hurt. That's true. You didn't really have that last year with Big Ben Roseman. Joshua Martinez with a hold, and now Tyron Smith is hurt. That's the 3rd offensive lineman of theirs to get injured. If they didn't show a cutscene, usually that's a good sign, but I think it's because of the penalty. So, Toronto has 3 offensive linemen who've got hurt here, I think in the 2nd quarter alone. They do make up pretty much all the yardage off the penalty. Getting closer to hurting Norris. The less good offensive line means the more chances you'll get to take a shot at him. 3rd and 3. That was a bad decision. I think Mark Lee should probably still make it from 50. Oh, they're going for it. Huh. I did not see this coming at all. I don't think it's a terrible call. But they get the stop. And it seems like the momentum is starting to shift a little bit towards Arizona. Was that Miles Jack again? Miles Jack has been a machine today. That call certainly caught me off guard. I was not expecting that. Put it this way, if you still had Harrison Butker, they probably would have gone for the field goal, and it will be 13-7 right now. Most likely. To everyone that did not vote Kansas City versus Mexico City, I hope on a hot summer day while buckling your seatbelt, the metal part of the buckle hits your hand. Jeez. Well, I didn't vote for it, but I didn't vote for any game. So, does that count? Your defense is Miles Jack, the secondary, and everyone else. Oh my! Devontae Adams will take you the distance. Remember when we thought Portland was going to blow them out? Well, now Arizona has the lead here. That was quick. This was all Portland for the first, 10 minutes of the game, and then, poof, has completely shifted. Did I say Portland? Why did I say Portland? Mahomes is on Portland. This is Toronto. I'm stupid. Thank you, Crocker, for correcting me. Why did I call them Portland? Long passes in Toronto. Wouldn't be the first time Smirnov's done that, am I right? Check injuries, please. Well, I'm not going to risk the glitch happening again, so no. We'll see what happened to him after the game. Or we'll see if he's back in at any point. Love Toronto. The air makes long passes easier. Nick's going to start recruiting you up here now. First down. There's a quick throw, I think, for CeeDee Lamb. They called a timeout. It looked like he got tackled pretty hard, but it looks like that was just a regular timeout and not an injury one. So, for a second, I thought he got hurt. That was a bad decision. So pretty much Toronto has to waste a timeout because he didn't throw it away. I think he went overboard on that buckle comment. Perhaps. 2nd and 6. What does Norris Doris have up his sleeve? That was risky. Too far, man. Millions suckle from hot... Suckle. Millions suffer, I cannot speak English, from hot buckles every year. It's the #1 leading cause of death of men aged between 20 and 30. Oh my goodness, what a dot. They got to call timeout and kick. What was that? They had a timeout. Why didn't they use it? That's typical EA Sports. Going no huddle and choosing not to use a timeout when you literally have one. That was a beautiful off-balance throw by Doris, by the way. I want to point that out there. But, geez, also the Cardinals have 6 rushing yards. So now that Kamara's hurt, they're just saying, oh, we might as well not even try to run the ball. After the first quarter, we were saying how this game was all Toronto, and now entering the second half, EA just hit Nick with
The Cardinals take over first and 10.
with some cheese,
29 yards.
so some good old clock management, and Arizona is winning. I don't think anybody expected the Cardinals to be winning at halftime after that first quarter, but here we are. Gonna put up a missing person report for your X Factor defensive lineman. Smirnov intimidated the refs to not see the timeout. Smirnov would do that.
Brought down
He definitely would.
5-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up second and 4. The pass complete to number 44.
Smirnov is quietly having a really good game, I've got to say. Especially considering the Cardinals' run game is non-existent. Smirnov has been quite impressive. Another deep ball barely overthrows Devontae Adams.
Intended for Devontae Adams. Incomplete. Brings up second and
That was not good coverage.
40-yard line.
Who do they have on him? McAllister, probably? Because I think McAllister is the number 2 corner. Usually they put the number 2 corner on the number 1 receiver. So it's probably... And yeah, McAllister, I think, is the only superstar corner on the team. He is not having a good Toronto debut. Third down, Smirnov is sacked by Reggie Peters, who had 2.5 last week, gets another one here. Toronto had a pretty bad end to the second quarter. They needed that pretty bad. I think Arizona still has the momentum, especially if this is a water punt. And it will. Inside the 5, downed at the 2. What a punt!
At their own 2-yard line.
So not great field position here to start the possession for the Thunderbirds. Doris taking his time, incomplete. Why are they throwing the ball? You have Aaron Jones, who's a big, bruising back. Just punch it up the middle.
Brings up second and 10.
And you need to get out of safety zone. Okay, well, my idea didn't work there. Maybe you shouldn't have listened to me, Toronto.
The carry. He's brought down at his own 4-yard line.
Now they kind of have to throw it here on 3rd and 8.
And 8.
Nope, they're just going to run with Jones. So
Aaron Jones.
Arizona takes advantage of the punt, gets the 3 and out. Is that like the first 3 and out all day for Toronto?
It's 4th down.
Feels like every drive the Thunderbirds have had, they've either scored or they've been close. So line without Wally and Tyron is... Why is Wally not in the game? They showed him going to the sidelines, so clearly he's fine. But I don't think he's returned to the game. So you pass it on 1st down, but not on 2nd and 3rd down. Logic. How is that not picked? Although Smirnov's been really good, he's also had some bad throws today that should have been intercepted. The Cardinals have passed it 17 times, and they've ran it 3 times. Egads. And for the most part, it's worked. Oh my goodness, what a play! By Justin Jackson. There is a flag, though. So this one could come back. They're showing John Ross as if it's on him. Yeah, this one's coming back. It's a holding call on John Ross. So it is still a 1st down. So that play is still a positive for Arizona, but it's not a touchdown. All me, baby. That was Smirnov who did that spin move and took it to the house. That was all him.
Number 44 on the carry. The tackle made by Clark Yasin. The tackle made back at 7-yard line.
Doris is yours. Oh, are you sure about that, Chief? Thanks for giving me Doris, man. Doris for Scuda. Who says no?
The pass.
Why are we running it? This is an air raid offense. Well, I mean, to be fair, you guys have passed it like 80% of the time, so it's not like you're running it often. This is a Mike Leach type of play calling. They only get 8. They got to go for it. Why would you kick a 52-yard field goal when you're inches away from the 1st down marker? They're going to miss it, aren't they? Okay, they got it. But still, why wouldn't you go for that? That makes literally no sense. I don't get that call at all. You have a big 6'7", like 300-pound quarterback just busted up the middle of him. EA Sports, folks. Anytime Clark makes an appearance, it's him missing the tackle. Yes, but to be fair, Clark did push for running back backwards. So if Clark had not made that play, they wouldn't have lost yardage. But yes, he did definitely miss a tackle. But to be fair, it was still a good play by him. The Arizona Smirnoffs. That should be the new name. EA doesn't call QB draws, but they should. First down. That was risky and nearly intercepted. And now Von Miller is hurt. Toronto's gotten hit by the injury bug today. And now Arizona is getting a somewhat big injury. If you don't score here, Doris is mine. You cut Kirk Cousins. So, that legally cannot go through. The Kansas City Scooters. Toronto has been really good on third down today. Although Doris has not been the most consistent, it seems like he's had a lot of good throws on third down. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you cut him yesterday. Let me check to confirm, but I'm like 95% sure that you did. Yeah, you cut Kirk Cousins yesterday at 9:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What if you coach in OFL 22? That sounds like a good idea. If you're down for it, we'd be happy to have you coach. I haven't really thought a ton of how I'm going to do OFL 22 exactly. I'm probably going to start planning a little bit fairly soon, although there isn't really much to plan. But I guess try to schedule when 21 is going to end. I don't think 21 is going to end exactly when the new Madden game comes out, because that, I think, comes out in like a little bit under 2 months. I think the EA Access starts like August 13th. So if I were to guess, OFL 22 probably starts like the beginning of September. And you were a good coach in the FGFL with the man, the myth, the legend, Chet. Didn't Chet beat us in a playoff game? I feel like he did. I might be wrong about that, but I think he did. Why are you going to be 0-4? Well, who do you play the next 3 weeks? I know you play Houston. You'll probably beat them again. Is he in? He is. Aaron Jones with his second touchdown of the game. And Toronto ties it to start the fourth. Quiet second half from Aaron Jones until when you were up 10-0. Good times. Norris has had some shaky throws, but for the most part, he's been fine. I'd say that's pretty accurate. He has not been overly consistent, but it is his second professional game, so you can't really fault him too much. So crazy to me that one of these teams is going to start 0-2. I mean, Toronto sucked at the beginning of last year, but Arizona starting 0-2 would really surprise me. Aaron Jones is the top 2 running back in the OFL, and he's not 2. Well, he's better than ours. I mean, Dalvin Cook wasn't that spectacular last week. And Tyler Lockett, yuck, he was, ugh. Chet managed to get you guys into an NFC Championship game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I know we lost, like, in the divisional round the last year. I feel like that was to Chet. I don't 100% remember, but that would mean the last game that my team last year would have played, it would have been against Chet. Marlon Mack better than Frauden Jones. Frauden and Aaron don't sound alike at all. Todd Gurley is the top 1 running back in the OFL. Well, I guess if you put every OFL running back against the Cowboys, Todd Gurley would be number 1. Glad you traded Aaron Jones for the better. I mean, Chris Carson was kind of good last year. You're signing Jacob Eason. Well, at the end of the stream when the waiver wire opens, you can do that, Chief. You guys were underdogs. Yeah, I definitely was not expecting to lose that game to good old Chet.
It's a gain of 6. First down.
Todd Gurley should be the best running back in the league right now. Well, if it weren't for injuries, maybe. And then maybe I would want him in Detroit. He still has not signed anywhere. It seems like a week ago he was deciding between us and Baltimore, and he just hasn't signed anywhere. So maybe we weren't that interested in him to begin with, which is good because I don't want him. Madden 22 Deep Dive is tomorrow. Yes, I think it's at 10. So I'm very curious to see what they're going to say because they're doing the franchise Deep Dive tomorrow, and I think it's just a bunch of franchise stuff this week. So we'll see if the stuff in the trailer is like actually good. 4 rushes, too many. Seems like LeBron became LeCancun. Well, his name has always been LeCancun. Devin Cancun. Joel Cancun Bede. That was really corny. Joel Embiid does not have any good names that go with Cancun. 3rd and 9. Smirnoff is sacked. Justin Coleman. I think he was a waiver pickup. With the play. Hugh, what's good, RMP? Welcome, my guy. So, Toronto is what? 5 minutes and starting at the 20. Mecole Hardman really does not want to return punts today. And it's odd because he's quite good at that. You'd think he would. I mean, that one was bounced at the 5, but the last what a punt, it first hit down on like the 20. Kyrie Cancun thing. It's kind of hard to do Cancun names with Kyrie too. It's only funny with Lee Cancun. Oh my goodness, that was almost intercepted. Rudy Go Cancun. That one's a little bit better. Milk clock and get 7. Well, milking clock would be good for you guys, but I think the main focus should just be scoring. Doris hit as he throws, has to get rid of it. He does do a good job of avoiding the sack. And now it's 3rd down, maybe the biggest play of the game so far, and that is intercepted. There is a flag. I think it's going to be offensive pass interference, though. It looked like the receiver is kind of grabbing the defensive back. So it is pass interference on the defense. Wow. It looked like the receiver was totally grabbing him. Hold on. We got to go back. That looked like offensive pass interference. So the interception is negated, and now it is a 1st down for Toronto. That looked like it was offensive pass interference from the angle we got. No, I don't want this play. I want the play before. It's like EA is... We can't watch the play? That's stupid. That looked like offensive pass interference. Here, let me go back in the stream and get a better look at it. But that looked like it was offensive pass interference. And now Toronto's really moving it. It almost looked like the grabbing started after the interception. That call makes no sense. Arizona got completely hosed there. EA is helping out Nick. I never thought I'd see the day. And then the Thunderbirds proceed to do pretty much nothing after that, but they are in field goal range. 49-yard attempt for the former Diablo, Mark Lee, and that one looks good. And it is. So Arizona can still drive down the field and win the game. They still have 4 minutes, which is certainly enough time to score. And Alexei Smirnoff has played quite well today. Can the Cardinals avoid the 0-2 start and give it to Toronto? That's a pretty solid start, a gain of 8. Oh, God. Please come down to a Hail Mary. Yes. If Alexei Smirnov launches a game-winning Hail Mary, that would be the funniest thing ever. But that might not need to happen. We might have the John Ross game-winning touchdown 3.5 minutes prematurely. 67 yards for Ross, who makes up for that bad holding penalty earlier in the game. And the Cardinals are now on top. Phenomenal defense there indeed. Indeed.
His kick is good. Makes the score Cardinals 24, Thunderbirds 20.
Now what if Norris Doris throws a Hail Mary? That would be kind of funny too. That'd be like a passing of the torch. And Toronto's going to start at the 19. DJ Lewis, one of the many first-round picks they made with a holding. John Ross, Smirnov's new son. Even though John Ross totally isn't older or anything. No, definitely not. Was that incomplete? I think it was. Not that it really matters because he didn't gain anything anyway and the clock was already stopped, but... You've been getting bailed. I wouldn't say they've gotten bailed out. They've gotten hit hard by the injury bug. It looks like both Tyron Smith and Wally are back in because both of the superstar offensive linemen are there. But Nick did get a few very lucky calls. The holding penalty on John Ross, the pass interference off of the interception. So, out of Nick and Blocker, it seems like the game has helped Nick more. And they're going to have to punt it. Wow. Norris Doris and the Thunderbirds do nothing on that drive. Go for it. It's not like the Cardinals can run the ball, nor have they tried to. I would trust Toronto's defense to get a stop. The only question is if the Cardinals were to throw the ball, if Toronto can stop them, because that I wouldn't be as confident in. They're not going to start calling timeouts quite yet, but I imagine that'll be fairly soon.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 29-yard line.
They're not going to call timeout again, so they'll push it to the 2-minute warning. This play isn't necessarily the game, but like, if Portland can get a stop, that'd be pretty big. Came up with a goated name. Kevin Durbald. It should be Kevin Durbalding. Third and 3. Smirnov quickly throws it. It is incomplete. And Toronto has all 3 timeouts. We have gotten ourselves quite the game here. 2 of the first 3 watch games have gone down to the wire, and then the other one, the Cougar Raider game, that definitely did not go down to the wire. That was UGLY in all caps. Be right back and eat dinner. Go enjoy your dinner, my guy. Although you're missing a good ending. But I guess you'll probably be back in time to see what happens in the Packer game. As Doris is sacked by DeMarcus Lawrence, back to the 10. Yeah, that is literally like the 5th drop pick in this game. Jones gets maybe a couple yards. Toronto chooses to call timeout. Norris Doris were like, ha! 3rd and 18. And it's intercepted by the Cardinals, and that's probably going to do it. Avonte Maddox brings it to the 3, and it looks like Arizona has won this game. Norris Doris, his first career interception. And now all the Cardinals have to do is punch it in. And then if the Cardinals score a touchdown, we might as well sim, because they'll be up by 11. This was a game that the Cardinals had no business of winning in the start. In the first quarter, they got manhandled. But Arizona quickly stormed back, and they will not start the year 0-2. Yeah, that's the dagger. Smirnov is Norris's daddy. Yes, he was today. Watch, like, the Thunderbirds quickly score and get an onside kick. Well, that's not going to happen. And Arizona wins it 31-20. We don't want Mahomes, we have Doris. Will Nick regret trading Mahomes? Well, I'll tell you what. The Thunderbirds' cap space won't. Because Mahomes is going to ask for a lot of money in the offseason. Norris really chose to throw it away on a 4th down. That seems kind of odd. The Cardinals had 18 rushing yards, which is over 100 less than Toronto, and still won the game. Smirnov was really good. He threw 3 touchdowns. Norris Doris was... he wasn't terrible, but he wasn't good. Aaron Jones had a nice game. Cardinals didn't really try to run the ball. John Ross played well. Both pass rushes were decent. Arizona started off slow, but it seemed like they played a little bit better towards the stretch. The Arizona Smirnovs strike again. DeMarcus Lawrence was found. Who gets the reward? I guess whoever allowed the sack. We don't want Mahomes. We have Doris. Why did Jones get like 5 carries the second half? I don't know. But what I do know is that it is sim time. 1 new injury. Who got hurt? Von Miller is going to miss 3 games. No, he's only going to miss 2 because the Cardinals have a week 5 bye week. Alright, on to week 3 we go. So the Snowhawks and Niners picked it up, but the Rams lost again. That is a surprise. Oh my gosh, the Raiders scored 49. Jesus Christ. The Raiders' offense sucked in the first game. What happened? Isaiah Thomas, 38.9 passer rating. Wasn't he the MVP through 1 week? Hold on. 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, dominated, right? What were the exact stats? 130 yards, no touchdowns, an interception, 38%. Yikes is right. And C. Bush ran for 140. And the Raiders just completely ran the ball wild. Norris did have a better game than Isaiah Thomas. That's definitely true. Your defense sucks bad, but your offense didn't do you any favors. Okay, so, what did Scooter do to us? What? Wait, why is Goof on the Chiefs? Hold on. What? I am very confused. Did he claim Goof? Is it because they... I think I know what happened. So, the Chiefs only had 1 quarterback, so the game signed Goff, and since Goff is rated higher, the game decided to start him. So, although you probably didn't, the game requires you to have 2 quarterbacks. And since Goff is rated higher than Scooter, Goff got to play. And he won. To be fair, he won you guys the game. And Chip, after his great first game, sucked. Dalvin was not much better. Lockett was not much better either. I can make, what's-his-face? I'll make Scooter the starter again. Corvette Boy had another nice game. I'll make Scooter the starter, but for future reference, kids, keep at least 2 quarterbacks on your roster because stuff like that's going to happen. Phil Chippenfraud, but you allowed nearly 100 yards to Corvette Boy. Ooh, the Colts beat the Dolphins 31-28. Wow, Riley Painter had another really good game, though, but so did Eddie Small. So first off, is Riley Painter actually good now? And second of all, looks like I might have been right about Eddie Small, people. Cobra doesn't own me. Jared Goff owns me. How did Malachi do in his debut? Not much. 2 catches for 12 yards. That's 8 more yards than he had last week. To be fair. Cougars start the year 2-0. They beat the Jets. Matt Ryan came down to earth a little bit. DR3, though, 2 really good first games for Daniel Romer III. His season started off very strong. Joe Mixon was good. Jimmy Conley with 2 more touchdowns. I think he had 2 last week. You have to screenshot the IT performance for trash talk purposes. That's a smart idea. And that's against the Raiders of all teams. The Raiders defense allowed DR3 to absolutely cook them. All right, hold on. Okay, there we go. Feels like there aren't many 2-0 teams. Which I guess is a good thing. The more parity, the better, I guess. Dallas is 0-2. They lose to London. So it looks like Cowboys might not be too good this year. Watson and Woodard were both fine. Neither were bad, but neither were great. Titus Gregory with 2 sacks. I have never seen that name in my life. This is week 2. Diablos, of course, lost. Dolphins lost. The Eagles put up 41! Are the Eagles finally turning the ship around after really being bad for all of OFL 21? I mean, the Ravens aren't that good of a team, albeit, but are the Eagles turning the ship? It looks like Austin Buckley sure is. He throws 4 touchdowns. Thanks, you, Octi. No problem, my guy. Andy Morrison completely came back down to earth. But what is this start for the Eagles, specifically Austin Buckley, who's been great so far? I don't think anybody saw this coming. Terrence Weathersby with 3 sacks. Khari Willis with 2 picks. I mean, the Eagles have played 2 pretty teams, but maybe they're good. Maybe they're good. The Niners beat the Bills. Looks like Buffalo's probably going to be towards the bottom again. Why did Jake Fromm throw multiple passes? Did Herbert get hurt or something? Stafford was quite bad. He threw 3 interceptions. Got surgery at 7:15 a.m. Well, I hope you're doing good, my guy. We have not seen the Steelers score, by the way. So, I don't know how they did. 2 sacks for Melvin Burney and 2 picks for Tre'Davious White. Buckley, through 2 weeks, is a dark horse MVP contender. He might come back down to earth, but so far he's been quite good. Wow, the Jags are 0-2. The Jaguars lost, what, 2 games all of last year? And this one came in overtime, too, against the Titans. Burrow was not great. Was that a Herbert revenge game? No, I don't think Herbert was ever on the Bills. Two scores for Madison. Byron Cage, who are you and why did you have more receiving yards than Joe Burrow did passing yards? So is Jacksonville just a one-year fluke or something? The Jets lost. The Lions are 2-0. It appears the Russell Wilson pickup was a good one. He played well. Josh Allen threw 2 more interceptions after throwing 3 last week. Nobody ran the ball at all. which isn't a surprise with these two teams. They've never been able to run it. No, Buffalo, I think, has always had Stafford since the start. Said he wasn't trading Ali. That's probably smart. The Packers get back on the win column. They beat the Sentinels. Katie Katz was solid. Tua Tagovailoa was not. Josh Jacobs had a good game. I traded Josh Jacobs because he never had games like this. And now he does, and Dalvin Cook starts to suck. Does our scheme hate running backs? That might be it. Nobody knows who Joey... I know who Joey Fox is because he's always on the top of the stat sheet. Blake Cashman with 2 picks. A lot of guys had multiple interceptions this week. Ooh, the Caps lose a game early in the year. I never thought I'd see the day. This is probably the first time the Caps have lost in the month of September since Jax became the coach. Baker and Wentz were both solid. I don't think Le Montagne had 6 touchdowns. I think you read that wrong. When you make someone wide receiver 3, are they auto slots? No. I think Fox either might already be in the slot, or he just happens... He might just be really good. You've never lost in the first 7 games. Yeah, there you go. Trent Boyd had another interception, though. Didn't he have one last week? The Texans are 2-0. Words that I did not expect to come out of my mouth at the beginning of the year, but here we are. Dak was pretty good. Hawthorne again. I mean, Hawthorne wasn't terrible, but he wasn't great. Brian Edwards, the $100 million man, with 2 touchdowns. Totally worth every penny. The Texans added to their receiving core as well. They added Devontae Parker and Mike Williams through waivers, and they're already paying big money to guys like T. Higgins and Brian Edwards. So after he hoarded running backs last year, this year he's hoarding receivers. So Portland...